Hello and welcome. I'm Michael Bennett. Thanks for tuning in. What's happening in the world of marketing, especially internet marketing for small to medium businesses in the greater Wellington region? Well, in my experience, most small to medium businesses don't have all that much knowledge about internet marketing in their specific area. And even if they do, they really don't have the staff, the time, or the resources to put into research and development for an online presence. And a lot of them actually still believe in quite outdated ideas, and some of these may sound familiar to you. That the only people who search on the internet or use social media are young people. To get online, you need a website which is search engine optimized. That uses basically the latest keywords so it can easily be found. And it does actually get very expensive to have this search engine optimization done. It costs a lot of money to get advertised, to be at the top of the search engines, and a lot of people still think that their traditional bricks and mortar business isn't really suited to the internet, and they can continue as they have over the years. Fair enough comment. But unfortunately, your customers now look online, and the demographic is no longer just young people, but there's a whole range of ages and social backgrounds who now use smartphones, tablets, their computers, their Google search engines and social media websites to find information and products on the internet. And they are looking for that information and recommendation of traditional offline businesses. Businesses that are the traditional bricks and mortar business. I've got some numbers for you to think about. 91% of all internet users now use a search engine to find information. And half of all consumers go online before they make a purchase offline. Before they come to you, they check out what you have on offer on the internet. 82% of local searches result in offline actions. What that means is they might type into their search engine something related to Wellington, what they're looking for, and then they go somewhere in Wellington and visit the store or the service that they researched on the internet. 97% of consumers look online when they research products or services in their local area. What that means is they're not looking at the yellow pages. They are no longer using the radio or television or the paper for information or to make an informed decision. They use search engines and they Google it, they go to Yahoo and Bing, and they find out on the internet first about your products and service. Whether we like it or not, this is what's happening right now. Now that obviously means that you have to have a website, and you're watching this, I assume you have one. If you don't, you should urgently get in touch with me. But there is an interesting phenomenon that has played out over the last year, and that is YouTube and Facebook have become extremely powerful, and they have their own little search engines as well. And a lot of people are exclusively searching for products and services now through the YouTube search engine and also within Facebook. In fact, a lot of people who are logged into their Facebook accounts don't leave Facebook. They'll search within Facebook and they try and find products and services, which means if you don't have a profile there for your business, you will not be found. Now, that means a website on its own is no longer good enough. 82% of local searches result in offline actions. That means people look for your information, for your product and your service, and then they'll go and purchase. Some disturbing facts for you maybe. What I mean by disturbing is when it says here social media accounts, 25% of all time is spent online. Because immediately you must be thinking, gee, I hope it's not my staff. Well, it will be. 25% of all time spent online. That means checking email, doing quotes, working. A quarter of all time spent online is now spent in social media. And that's your Facebook and your Twitters and MySpace and YouTube. Next year, I'm recording this at the end of 2011, half the world's population will have a Facebook account. and 64% of Facebook users have liked a brand on Facebook. And that means if you're familiar with Facebook, if they click the like button, everyone in their network gets informed, I do like this particular product or service. So more than half of Facebook users have already done this. And that means the internet is now the preferred way for most people to find a local business, and it's also very important on how they decide whether to visit your business and find out about your products or services. A little bit cheekily I wrote down at the bottom, do they like you? And I know you're groaning when you hear this, but what I actually mean is not whether you're a grumpy bastard or not, no, whether they tick the like button. The famous like button of Facebook, YouTube has it as well, which basically propagates through the internet and makes everyone aware of the personal choice that someone has made. But now it gets even more exciting, if you want to call it exciting. Things have gone completely mobile. What you see in the slide here is a picture of the iPhone, another smartphone, and a tablet, which is basically like an iPad, a handheld device larger than a mobile phone. And a lot of people now use these to search on the internet as well. And the numbers are staggering. 1 in 3 now has a smartphone, and 45% of all adults this year have used a mobile phone to go online. So even the people who don't necessarily have one of these flash smartphones, they still access the internet through their mobile phones. And 50% of smartphone users have bought something through their mobile. And there are 11% of these smartphone shoppers that make a purchase on a weekly basis. Now that is obviously going to increase. Smartphones mean that these people are constantly logged into their email and their social media accounts. And they use search engines to find offline businesses. They research products and services before they buy. So that means your website needs to be smartphone compatible. If someone types in a website or a product or service in Google and your website comes in and they can't read it, they can't find the information, what do? They disappear. So you need to act on this fast and make sure that your website appears mobile friendly on the net. There is another aspect to it that is urgency. What I mean by that is if somebody uses a smartphone to access the internet, they usually want some product or service right now. They're not prepared to wait to go back to the office and go to their desktop or their laptop, or wait until they get home, switch on the computer for that particular information, product or service. Using the smartphone means they're right now in the mood to purchase. And so it's even more important for you to have a website that is compatible to capture this. They go by their friends' recommendations. It means you have to have a profile that is marketed through YouTube and a fan page, that's what they call a business page on Facebook, that represents your business in the correct way. And there is a right way and there is a terribly wrong way of marketing on Facebook. Facebook is a social platform. If you start to blatantly market, you'll be shut down overnight. And a lot of businesses have found this out to their peril. The timing for this is right now. I look at technological opportunities a little bit like waves meeting a shore. They build slowly as the idea catches on. It has taken years until Facebook has reached these enormous proportions, and YouTube for a long time was basically just a platform where techno geeks uploaded their videos and said, hey, look what I can do. But they've come into their own. Facebook is now a force to be reckoned with, and more businesses represent themselves very effectively there. YouTube, come out of its infancy, is now the biggest video platform in the world, owned by Google. That in itself should tell you how important it is that you have videos representing yourself on YouTube. We are now in a situation where we could possibly say that these ideas peak and spread like wildfire. and everyone is in on it. It is very important right now that you do have a Facebook business page and that you do market yourself through YouTube. Because otherwise you'll be in a situation where this whole wave has gone its course, it crashes to the shore, and the idea is commonplace, it's overused, every man and his dog has done it. The question is whether you right now, ready in your wetsuit so to speak, and with your surfboard and rushing out and ready to go with this, or whether you want to wait, like with so many other technological situations. Then basically all you have is the foam that's retreating after the wave has been coming in. I hope this analogy makes sense to you. The timing is right, and you are right now at the beginning of a huge wave of marketing publicity that you can ride if you want to do it. All I can say is don't miss the boat on this. 2012 is the time for social media marketing. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, those are the buzzwords, and mobile marketing is going to be even bigger. In fact, now Google has announced that they will penalize websites which are not mobile compatible, because that is where Google sees their biggest market. And let's face it, Google dictates right now what is happening on the internet, so we might as well run with it. It's time to market yourself and your business successfully on YouTube and Facebook, and I think we should have a talk about it. Thanks for listening to that. I'll encourage you to give me a call or email me, and we should talk about your strategy. Thank you very much.